Right, traction control, I'm pretty sure it's an extra on the Road King special. I bought the bike used, it was 3 months old and it come with it. I wasn't really bothered whether it had it or not, but twice it's really caught me by surprise. And whenever it's wet now, or you know, just cold, damp roads in the morning, I flick it on automatically. The 2 times it's really surprised me, once was very cold morning, it had been raining, the roads were still wet. I was coming out of a roundabout and 2 roads were going into one, a lorry in front of me, and I gave it a little bit too much to overtake the lorry. The back slightly come out. I mean, I would have reacted to it and eased off myself and counter steered, eased off the acceleration, but before I even thought it, just in a split second, the bike took the power off the back wheel, it straightened up, and I saw the little light come on. There's a light come on that says when it's in use. And it really surprised me how quick and it was just like, well, that was nice. It was nice for someone to care about me. So that was the first time. Another time was we were camping in the woods, in the mud. Had to go down a terribly muddy lane, waterlogged. Back was sliding in and out, and it just kept kicking in and out. Every time it sort of slipped, it just kicked in and out, and it made it just easier. So it's something that never thought I needed, but I love it. So traction control, yeah, I'm down with it. I don't know what you think about it, if it come into play with you guys. Obviously I come from an old bike and never had anything, never had indicators or anything, but traction control, I really like it, and it's definitely, you know, it's like someone watching out for you, which is, you like that, don't you? Don't often get that as motorcyclists, we're on our own. Right, the lights on these bikes, the Daymaker headlight, that just the one, I think on the older models it didn't come with it, but on these newer ones, the Daymaker headlight, I'd read it was really good. And on my old bike, one thing about my old bike, it had the old fashioned bulbs and it was always blowing, and even on, I mean, it was a poor light, it was a chopper light, it was custom, and you know, I'm sure I could have got a better one, but that light was like having a candle in front of you on a dark road. It was useless. It didn't, the high beam was exactly the same as the low beam. It really didn't do anything at all. So I was quite eager when I did buy one of these. I mean, it turned out I could buy the later model that come with it. If I'd bought the older one, it was one of the things I was going to save up for. I'd read about the Daymaker, I wanted it. I wanted to have good lights. I do a lot of night riding, early morning riding. The first time I used it, I'd had the bike a couple of weeks, hadn't been out at night. Me and Lisa were away, and we come out of some pub at like 11 o'clock at night in the middle of the countryside, had about a 20-mile ride back to the hotel or campsite we were staying, and it was just pitch black. And I remember we set off down these little tiny winding roads. The Daymaker itself on standard was beautiful, lit up that road like so far and so wide. But I sort of forgot about high beam, got like 5 minutes into the journey, cracked on the high beam, and it was just literally lit up for, I don't know, a couple hundred yards down the road. I just could see for miles. And I love it, and I find in the daytime as well, people just see it more. So yeah, I'm really impressed with the Daymaker. It's just a game changer. It makes night riding so relaxing. You're not kind of like trying to peer through the dark all the time. So yeah, I love that. I did go overboard and buy a pair of Denali R4s for this. On my old motorcycle, I got written off. Someone swiped me. I was lane splitting in the daytime, and yeah, luckily I come out all right. The bike was a write-off. So I thought I want to make myself more visible in the day, and especially as I've got this bike so me and Lisa could tour in it, and I knew we'd be doing thousands of miles, and I just wanted to make my odds higher survival for daytime riding. So I'd read about the Denali lights, and I saw a couple of bikes with the yellow lens on them, and you spot them for miles away. So I went and got them. I walked the camera around in a minute, but I went and got these Denali lights with the yellow lenses, and ever since I've had them, I can honestly say, hand on my heart, people just don't know what's coming down the road, and because they don't know, they don't pull out. And the amount of times normally where I know, I mean, it's almost ridiculous. There's a car 400 yards down the road waiting to pull out, and I'm just thinking, pull out, you've got mile, you just pull out. And they just don't, they just sit there like a lemon thinking, what is it? What's coming? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? They don't know what's coming because of these little yellow lights, and I've only got them on 10%. They're dimmable, or the way I've got them set them up. You can't have them on 50%. They're blinding. So you've got to have this dimmable switch and stuff. Almost could do another review on the Denali lights alone. But anyway, on 10% power, they just cut through anything, fog, and people don't know what's coming down the road. And I've just found that people really do see me a long way away, and just seem to be more polite and courteous. So again, it's just like something else watching out for you, like another little angel on your wing, I guess. But yeah, I love the Denali lights. And again, at night, no matter what the Daymaker does full beam, what they do on full beam is ridiculous. It's just they light up the fields next to you. It's pretty much like the end of the world lighting up. No more squinting through the dark. You can see if something's going to run out. Some drunk idiot in the road, stumbling about like a madman. Yeah, the lights are great. On the subject of lights, I did swap out the indicators for LEDs. The others were useless. These are really bright too. And the backlights, I put the switch it on the back. I did put the tri-bar light on down here, which is again, it's a bit more of a brake light. These are brake lights and indicator lights all in one, but again, I swapped them for LED. Right, another thing really caught me by surprise was just how good this engine is, the Milwaukee 8 engine. It's a beast, and you know it's a beast when you buy it. It's a 114, you know, it's a massive lump. But I just can't get over how good this engine is. It all sort of I mean, it's obvious things that I didn't think about, but this massive engine for touring is just fantastic. 99% of the time I'm two up on this bike. Lisa's on the back. We've got luggage on a lot as well. So there's a big bit of weight on the bike, and it just doesn't affect it. It's like this thing's like a stallion, and it will pull and pull. Mountain roads that we've been on. I mean, they just don't matter how steep they are. You've always got it there. You want to overtake on a mountain road with a really steep incline, two up with all your luck, it just pulls and pulls. You haven't got to always drop down. You know, the motorway cruising speeds are fantastic. You know, I mean, sitting around 90 mile an hour or whatever, you know, it's not even trying. That's what really surprises me. I mean, I guess it's obvious. It's almost a 2-litre engine. But a couple of times I've pulled away in third by accident, and I've not even had to really give it much more acceleration. I've realised, and then just obviously giving a bit more, but just effortless power, always on tap. And like I say, going high speeds, doing 90 mile an hour or 100 or whatever, it just doesn't even sound like it's trying. It's just purring. And it's around town, it's just like I just find it such a smooth engine. It's all this power. It's not like that nippy power. Even in first, you can open it up. It's not like on a sport bike, obviously, where you're worried about flipping it or the back coming out all the time. But it's just a lovely sort of power. It's got guts, pulling away at the lights. You want to as a motorcyclist, you kind of don't want to be around car. I always jump to the front of the queue, and you know, often you've got someone there like wants to kind of get in front of you, but you've always got that power to be in front. You know, I guess that's why it's called a road king. You are king of the road. But yeah, I love the power. And I mean, I guess it's obvious. I didn't. But it's another thing I didn't really think about. I wanted the 114. Obviously, I'm human. I'm a man. You want the big engine, but I didn't really think about what it would be like. And yeah, it's a beautifully smooth, powerful engine. And for two-up riding and touring, it just makes life so easy. It's fantastic. I love the engine. The space on the bike all over, and by space I just mean the space you have as a rider to stretch out on this bike is ridiculous. The way you can change your positions as a rider. I mean, for example, you know, obviously the footboards aren't that far forward. So if you have your feet at the back, you're riding mid. If you put them further forward, you've got more stretched out. You can put them on the bars. But also, what I often do, if Lisa's not on the bike, is you can utilize the pillions, you know, and ride in a real kind of like fast position, bending your knees. It's just nice to be able to change position. And also, if you're off-roading, you can use the pillions to stand up easier with these pulled back bars. You know, you can ride if you're doing bumps and stuff, whereas with the slightly forward floorboards, it's very hard to stand up on them. You're not in a good place. Also, if you just want to stretch out, which I have done before, let's throw this lid out of the way. I have actually rode sitting on the pillion just to stretch my back out. I mean, I'm talking when you're doing long days and putting the miles in. I've sat there riding along like this just to stretch out. But I mean, I guess you could just sit back here and cruise and put the cruise control on. But that's not me. But yeah, this has come in handy though. This position, utilising the pillion pegs. But the space as a rider, it's got tons of space. You can just change your leg position so much and back position, etc. So I'm loving the space. And also by space, I mean space for carrying, having the rack on the back, being able to stack so much luggage. The panniers are really good sized panniers, and I've really enjoyed being able to put so much on it and load up going on trips. And you know, I mean, obviously you've always got to cut down what you take, but you know, getting 2 bags on the back, filling the panniers up, you really don't even notice the difference in weight. It's just on my old bike, I would still strap on a couple of bags, but I didn't have panniers, but I'd strap on stuff. But everything was always, it wasn't built for carrying loads of stuff. So although I had a sissy bar, I'd strap the bags on. It wasn't designed to carry that weight, and the bike never really handled right for it. This bike, as long as you distribute the weight evenly, it really is. It's got tons of space. 2 people, you don't feel cramped on here. It's made for 2 people. Once you throw away that useless back seat that comes with the other one, it's a really good bike for 2 people, and the space is fantastic. Right, cruise control, it wasn't something I've ever had in a car or a motorcycle, and it wasn't something I thought I'd use. I've fallen in love with that as well. I just find on you know, it's so easy to get pulled over nowadays, and especially abroad. I don't want to be pulled over And if I'm on a trip somewhere, I just find I get on that road, and if it's 120 kilometers an hour or 80 or whatever it is, it's so quick and easy to just set it. And I do set it. In the UK, on so many of our roads, there's so many speed traps now. There's so many cameras. You just got to set that speed limit, and you know you're cool. So I really do use that all the time, and I never thought I would. I really didn't. And it just makes life so easy, and also just can like stretch your arms and stretch your right hand from the accelerator. So I mean, on days where you're doing, you know, hundreds and hundreds of miles, just nice to switch off sometimes and have a rest and sit back, relax. So yeah, I love the cruise control, and it's so simple to use. Once I figured it out, I really love that. And again, I don't want to get loads of tickets and points. It's so easy to lose your license. And on long trips, especially abroad where you really don't want to be pulled over, I just find the minute you get on them big roads, it's so easy to overdo the speed. And you know, we all do at times. Oh man. Oh Jesus. Right, I'm going to quickly tell you something that I really hate. And I really hate this, and this has only just happened on this bike, but it's happened before, and it's happened coming here today. It just happened again. I didn't even notice till I was making this video, and this is really winding me up now. But the first time it happened, I went into Harley, had the bars changed, come out of the dealership, and there's normally a little cover plate that goes over here, just underneath this. There's a cover plate that's got Road King written on it, and it covers the two holes that clamp on the handlebar clamp, and it says Road King. Anyway, when I come out of the dealers last time, this cover plate, we pulled onto the motorway. Just I pulled on the motorway, pouring down with rain, obviously, because it's middle of winter. But pouring down with rain, pull on the motorway, gun it up to speed, and just as I get into off the slip road onto the motorway, I just see the Road King badge fly off past my head, and there's a lorry behind me, and it's gone straight under. There's no way I'm pulling over on that motorway to go and retrieve it, even if I could find it and run around the motorway like a lemon trying to find it. So I just had to let it go. Anyway, I got home. I just figured the guy who mounted the bars hadn't pushed it on properly, you know, because hence why else would it come off? So anyway, I got straight back onto the phone to him, had a little bit of an argument, because I just said I want another one. It's obviously your fault. She was first trying to say I should have gone and got it on the motorway. So I said no, I'm not going to put myself in that danger. Then there was a little mutterance about I might have to pay for it, and I let her know there's no way I'll be paying for it, and just send me one, or you know, put me through to the higher powers. Anyway, they were fair play. They just sent me one and sent me one. They took one off another bike. At first they said I'd have to wait 6 or 8 weeks to get one, but they very kindly took one off another bike and sent me it. And it come through the post, absolutely free, and I clipped it on, and it's been on there for 10 months or so, and it's been fine. I've never had to pull it off to do anything or adjust anything, so I kind of didn't want to touch it again because I was worried about maybe if it, you know, just playing about with them would weaken the clips on. Anyway, on the way here today, I didn't know it, but it's flown off again. It was there when I left, for sure, because as I put the ignition in, I saw. But on the way here today, it's flown off in the wind somewhere. I didn't see it fly off. So now I've got no cover plate for the clamp. It's gone. So, and I know now there's no way they're giving me another one free. I think I did look them up. They're kind of expensive for a stupid bit of plastic. I think I read somewhere they're like 40 quid, and I've probably got to pay shipping. And that's me off. It's me off that something that is this nice, is such a nice high quality bike, has got an issue, right? So who else has had it? Because I know someone else has had it because I saw it on a forum, but I'm just wondering if anyone else has lost theirs. That's got to be a fault that needs fixing. You know, you don't want a £25,000 motorcycle with badges and emblems just flying off in the wind when they feel like it. So that's a downer. Rant over. So lights, traction control, cruise control, that beautiful engine, and the space this bike, all 5 things I love. The one gripe, this stupid thing that keeps falling off. Oh, I wish Harley were open now. I want to go and have a row. I know it's going to be a row. I don't want to pay 40 quid for one. But if I have to, I have to. But this time, what am I going to do? I guess this time I'm going to get some really strong adhesive, double-sided stuff to help it stay there. I will just ride the same way I went home, see if I can find it, but you know, what's the odds on that? I'll probably more likely crash trying to look on the road and find it than actually find it, but I will go back that way.